Hello, welcome to the Kratom Sobriety Podcast. This is Lily, and I'm here today with Doreen, and I'm really excited to talk with her today and hear her story. We were laughing earlier because she's in New Jersey and it's snowing and freezing outside, and I'm sitting here in California in a tank top, and we're just cracking up over that. But before we get into things, Doreen, how are you doing today?
I'm well, thank you. How are you, Lily?
That's so good. Good. I'm
It's
doing
finally nice
good.
to meet you.
Yeah, it's great to meet you. How would you like to introduce yourself to our listeners today?
Okay, so I am New York, Bronx born. I came to Jersey when I was in eighth grade. I It was the best move that my parents ever made. I'm acclimated very well. I have still friends from eighth grade that I adore till this day. My husband and I are high school sweethearts.
Oh,
We're going on 20 years married next year, so I'm very happy.
wow.
We got two angel children. They are They're older now, they're 16 and 12, and yes, I I'm in a good area. I'm God-fearing, I love my family, and that was a major part of my story.
Okay. Yeah, I'm excited to hear more about that. What kind of things do you like to do in your free time or things that bring you joy these days?
Okay, besides my immediate family, I come from a very large family, and right now my sister's on her way over with my nephew, and I just enjoy spending time with them. They're crazy, they're loud, it's always a great time when they're around, and then I love cooking. So I'm definitely gonna be throwing some steaks on the grill. I love hosting, just having them over. I
Cool.
enjoy the outdoors. I love hiking. I love being out in nature.
That sounds
All that.
wonderful. Yeah. Yay. So, what is your Kratom quit date? When did you quit Kratom?
Okay, so I quit December 22nd. Nope, December 2022.
Okay.
But I'm not sure on the day.
I know on your intake form you wrote maybe in February of 23. Were there a couple of like ups and downs before that, or was it, did I get the date wrong?
Yes. Yes. So
Okay.
that's so when I made the decision
Mm.
to quit, that's when it was December, and I tried going through it,
Mm.
tapering,
Yeah.
but I couldn't do it.
Okay.
Tapering was just horrible. It was a fail every single time. So I
Yeah.
basically had to wait till my product ran out so I can just
That
raw
makes
dog it.
sense. That makes sense. So you're basically around 2 years off of it now. Actually, 3 years.
3. Yeah.
Oh my God. Hold on. I'm like, it's 2026 now.
It's 2026. Yep.
I was like, hold on. Okay. So almost, yeah, pretty much 3 years off, which is a long time. I'm coming
Mhm.
up on my 3 years as well. Yeah. That's a long time. Yeah.
Yeah, I do know this because I followed you guys for so long, so I'm very familiar with you. Your first interview, Charlie was such a this was such a game changer for me.
Yeah, definitely. Do you have any history of other addictions in the past?
So I don't, and that's actually the worst part about it. I consider myself a seasonal smoker through high school. Summer, spring months, I would smoke cigarettes. During the colder months, I didn't need to. And that's the only thing I could actually think of that I was addicted to ever.
Mm.
Never needed
Okay.
a substance ever.
Okay. And cigarettes was just like a seasonal thing with the weather, or was it like you had like cravings that time of year for some reason?
No, when during those years I was smoking cigarettes. Like I'd even take a break from work to go outside and smoke a cigarette. But once winter came, there was no cravings. I didn't need to do it. It was just like a want.
That's amazing. That's nice.
That's
I'm
why
glad it
this
didn't have its hooks on you so much that because that can be hard to break too.
Well, yeah, absolutely. And also, I didn't experiment too much with anything besides weed growing up because I have a family history of addiction. So
Okay.
I never wanted to touch anything, like
Yeah.
anything. I was scared that it was going to latch on to me.
Was it on both sides of the family or just one side
One side. I think it's on
that you
both sides
know of?
that I know of. Yeah, that I know
Uh,
of.
okay. Was it like multiple people in your family or one or?
Yeah, it was multiple people.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair to be afraid of such things. I'm the same, like, both of my grandpas, like, one on each side, they both had addiction issues with alcohol, and I was like, "Not getting into that. I'm not gonna go there." Yeah, so I get that.
Yeah, so everything just
Yeah.
puts fear in you, right? You're like,
Yep,
"I'm
like,
not gonna go down that road."
I don't wanna be that guy. I saw what happened there. Yeah, okay, so how did you find Kratom or get introduced to it? What was your first sighting of Kratom, and, like, what happened with that first time?
Okay, so what had happened was the year of 2022, January, I had a lumbar puncture. That is a it's a procedure where they take, like, fluid from your brain. They were running tests on me.
Like a spinal tap?
Yes, exactly.
Oh my
That's
gosh,
exactly what it
okay.
was.
Okay.
So I became that percentage that had a leak after the procedure. So when you have this leak, if you're standing up straight, you have immense head pain. Like it's the craziest headache you've ever had in your life. So I found myself for the next few days just laying down in my bed. I couldn't go to work. I couldn't really do anything. If I did, it was a struggle. And when I called my neurologist to tell her what was going on, she kept telling me, like, there's nothing I could do. I was looking for some type of pain relief because
Yeah.
they were like, this is going to wear off on its own. If it doesn't wear off by the time it's supposed to, go to the hospital and get a blood patch. So I went to the hospital. I went on a weekend. There was nobody there. There was like nobody on staff to do that for me. So they gave me
Okay.
IV medication and it helped for a little bit. But as soon as that wore off, I was right back to being in bed, major pain.
Uh,
So my husband knew what I was going through, and we knew somebody who said, I'm going to give you something for your wife. And when they gave it to us, I was like, what is this? It looked like just powder in a Ziploc bag. And he was like, you take a teaspoon or whatever it is and a tablespoon. That's what he said. He said, you take a tablespoon and it'll help. So I did my own research and I'm like, I'm not doing a tablespoon. I'm starting off with very little bit. And I put it in my hot chocolate. And I'll never forget, I was on the phone with my sister in law. And the first few sips, I instantly got relief.
oh,
I was like, I was sitting up. I was like, this is amazing. I felt happy. My conversation just turned. I was talkative. I didn't even finish it. I threw it out because it was so gross. Yeah, it was nasty. It was the grossest thing I've ever tasted, but
I know.
it hit me instantly.
Yeah.
So I went, I threw it out, and then it may have lasted pretty long because I didn't need the blood patch. I slept beautiful that night, and I woke up the next day and I took it again because I was having the headaches.
Yeah.
Same thing, took a little bit. This was the trend.
Okay.
And then after I realized I went so long without it that I didn't need it anymore, I realized I wanted it. So it gave me a euphoric feeling that I've never experienced before. And it was like instantly my secret. Like he didn't, my husband didn't know I was still taking it. He probably didn't even know anything about it. So I love the feeling. I was on it. It gave me, you have to play with it a little bit. When that ran out, I wound up going online, buying more.
Okay.
I played with the dosages because sometimes it would get me really sick if I took
Yeah.
too much. Other times it was exactly what I needed. It was like I didn't have to eat. I had all the energy. I was so happy. I wanted to go out. Before going out, though, I'd have to take some. And it was just like around the clock type of thing
Okay.
for a very long time.
When did the pain wear off when you started wanting it but not needing it? Was that like a month into trying it?
Now I want to say not even a week.
Oh, so you only needed it for like you had the head pain and the pain like for about a week after the spinal tap ish?
So
Or
I had, I'd say I had the pain totally for about 2 weeks
okay.
because I dealt with it up
Yep.
until that weekend.
Oh,
And then I got the kratom and then I just kept taking it until I guess my body healed itself
good.
and actually closed the leak.
Good.
Yeah,
I'm glad
but I no
that's
longer
really
needed it.
scary. That's really
Yeah.
scary. Yeah. Okay, so you took it for a week. Okay, continue.
So then I just took it forever after that. I took it on me with vacations. I took it on me if I was going. The only time I did not take it was when I was going to work. At work in the mornings, I would struggle through the day, but it was constantly on my mind. Like I couldn't wait to get out of work so that way I can have my dosage for the night. And I didn't think anything bad of it for the simple fact that, first of all, every single person who knew me didn't find anything wrong with me. Not one. Like nobody, I'm lying. Actually, my aunt, who I don't even see on a regular basis, I maybe see her like once a year. She saw me one day and she's, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "Yeah." She's like, "Okay." And then later on, she's like, "You're really zoned out today." She's like, "Are you sure you're okay?" And I'm like, "Lady, you don't even know me. This is me." Because I'm thinking I'm over here like being fine. Like the people who see me on a regular basis aren't noticing anything. You definitely don't notice anything, but she definitely did. She didn't even stop going. So then I was like, what am I doing differently here?
Mm.
Wh- I, I and I took it on vacation, and this is another saving grace period for me. I went, I sprained my ankle severely while in Mexico, and since I brought the kratom with me, I was still able to do all the activities while walking with a limp.
Oh my
Like
god.
it let me finish out my
No.
10-day vacation. Yeah. So
Oh, girl, you should have been in the
uh,
hospital.
they wanted me to go to the hospital. I told them absolutely not. I said, no way, I'm staying right here. I stood my first day in the bed. I didn't move. And then the next day I was out again doing all the activities. I went to a water park. It allowed me to do everything that I would have done without the injury. So I definitely damaged it a lot more than I needed to because I didn't allow it to heal.
Dang.
But you don't feel anything. This thing is insane.
Yeah.
I know the reason why there's a community out there who sees the benefits from it.
Yeah.
But I don't know, maybe they're doing something that I don't have. Maybe I don't have that capability. You know what I mean? I didn't need it anymore, but I wanted it.
Yeah.
So I could never
What it
touch that
does.
thing again. I could never
Does.
touch that thing again.
No. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. How is your ankle today?
I've always had weak ankles since high school. Like they were always I was always what is that called?
Prone prone to it? Or a
Yes.
pronator or like supinator or
So I was always getting injured. But what happened in Mexico, the reason why it threw us all for a loop is you literally saw the veins pop up from my leg, like in real lifetime. Like it was like
Mm.
instantly saw my foot blow up and then the veins started like creeping up. We were like, what is this? I was like, don't touch it. Don't touch me. Leave me alone.
Ooh.
And they were like, you need to go to the hospital. I'm like, no, we're okay. Because I knew what I was going to do anyway. I knew it was going to be okay.
Wow. I'm glad you're all right and it didn't break further or something. Because sometimes it can
Hmm.
break if you don't. Anyway, okay.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, so how did so okay, so this was a few months into 2022. You're wanting it all the time. You're working through injury on it. Like, how did it evolve after that? Like, any changes to your use?
It got, my use went from a little teaspoon to tablespoons to multiple dosing multiple times a day. And I knew something was wrong once, as I discussed with you before, I am a God fearing woman. And I was still going to church, doing all my normal activities, but I was losing connection with God. Like, I no longer had that. Sorry, that cut off.
Lost you for a second. You said you no longer had that connection.
Yeah, I no longer had that connection with God.
So you're going to church and you're starting to feel that like disconnection from God and you're feeling like you're not connected in the way you used to be.
Yeah, so like I always went to church. This didn't stop me from going to church. It just, my relationship with God changed. I knew he was there, but I knew by me doing what I was doing, I was losing that with him. And that instantly was like that was, I think, the major wake up call for me because, as I said before, nothing in my life, everything was going great, right? Like
Mhm. Yeah.
I had no complaints. Like my family was good. My husband thought I was good. I was just living with this secret. But once I started seeing that, I was like, okay, something has to change here. I knew I had an addiction and now I'm losing that. So I tried like just not going like a day without it, let's say.
Yeah.
And nope, I went right back to it. And then I did this, I want to say for like months, months. So that if that was the summer, let's say August, September, October, I was having this internal battle for 3 months alone,
Oof. Yeah.
knowing what I was doing, wanting to get off, couldn't. I finally had to tell my husband.
Okay.
And when I told him, it was heartbreaking on so many levels because I can't believe, first of all, that you lied to me. And secondly, I can't believe that I'm the one who gave this to you and you were struggling with this whole time alone. So he felt so bad. And I never want to put that blame on him because I know he was doing something. We've never even heard of this before. Him and I both. This is like a holistic, natural thing. So we thought we were good. And even like when I told my family about this, like once I was off it and I was trying to let them know that I did have an addiction at some point, and I told them it was like a tea, nobody took me serious. They were like,
Oh,
it's like
sure.
and I'm like, "No, I'm being for real." And they're like, "Okay, I believe you." But if they believed me, there would have been a lot more conversation. I told you, very close-knit family, so they would have not let me sleep alone. They didn't know the severity of it. So once I told my husband, I really had to throw out my whatever I had left, and I went through it. I'm the type of person who I laugh at everything. Before Kratom, I'm the one that you want to see a funny movie with because even if it's not funny, I'm going to make you laugh because I find everything funny. But I was noticing that when I wasn't on Kratom, I had no joy. My joy was literally rooted in this substance that I was taking on a daily basis. So when I stopped that, life seemed so dull, lame, gloomy. I was like, this is horrible. And then on top of that, I'm literally going through all the physical symptoms. I couldn't sleep. I was getting like leg cramps. I'm not sure what that is,
Yeah,
but
the restless leg syndrome, just like yeah.
it wasn't allowing me to sleep. So even when I was extremely tired, my body was going through something and I couldn't sleep. There was a lot of crying involved. There was a lot of getting up in the middle of the night. I literally felt dehydrated, but I didn't want to drink water. It was the worst thing I know that I've ever been through in my life because it lasted for so long, and then even when I wasn't going through that at night, the days, they just couldn't and there was no relief from it. Morning or night, it was the same thing, and I was like, "This is horrible, this is." So it made me go back, and I went back, and I got a smaller bag. Cause this time I thought I was gonna be able to taper fine, no problem. I went through the bag maybe in 3 days,
Oh,
and then after I did that, I was like, "Alright, this is it now for real." And then I didn't have the same struggle that I did November or December, January, but I did have it a little bit of it in February, but it wasn't as bad as it was the time before. So my main thing about it is even though I didn't see it because I was always a happy person when I wasn't on it, that wasn't there was no joy at all.
yeah, it steals that, and because it takes all this stuff from you, but then it pushes you so high up, then when it's gone, it's like you're in the negative with your joy again, and you're way worse than anything before.
Yeah, this thing was insane. It was like my body couldn't create any more dopamine that I could literally hold on to, even if it was for like a minute. It wasn't happening
Yeah.
because I guess I was going through everything else. So it was. extremely hard. So that's when I started taking like all those supplements, whatever it was that,
Oh, okay.
which I learned from Kratom Sobriety
Yeah,
podcast.
great. The, like, Quick K supplement that people take, or was it just a different combination of things?
No, it was whatever. It was like magnesium or like the mushroom. What are those called? I can't even think of it right now. It's been so long, but it's like everything that's in like that mushroom coffee. I switched up my coffee. I was like,
Cool.
I need something to replenish
Adaptogens.
everything I lost. Adaptogens.
Yeah,
Thank you. That's
okay,
the word.
cool. Yeah. Yeah, magnesium's really helpful for the night at least, for sure.
Yes.
Good.
Yes.
Okay.
So all of that I put into play rather quickly, and it didn't it didn't work overnight, but I can honestly say I'm freed from it now, and I'm so grateful for that. I am so grateful for that. I can't even imagine if I would have let it go on, and especially now with everything that's out now, oh my gosh,
Stronger and
I would have never
stronger.
gotten off. Yeah.
It's stronger and stronger all the time. It's nuts. What was Yeah, it sounds like you had a really hard physical time coming off of it. Did you research, like, normal symptoms of coming off of kratom? Did you do any research online to see if your reaction was, like, normal or what to do?
I couldn't because I was just crying a whole lot.
Yeah.
I shouldn't
It's
I was
emotional.
depressed. I was so depressed, I was down. There was really nothing that was going to make me feel better,
Mhm.
like, nothing. I spent a lot of time in prayer, a lot of time. So, uh, that's the only thing I wanted to do. I needed the connection back, and I needed to run this through until I was able to get back on my feet. And I didn't call out of work. I
Wow.
realized I was miserable during that time.
You
It
kept
wasn't
going to work during all the
I did.
withdrawals? Woo!
I did. I did.
That's
'Cause
hard.
it was the only thing that kinda got my brain off of it because I worked in the medical field. It's very fast paced. You have to have, like, your head somewhat focused on it.
Yeah.
And when I was home, I told you I have 2 really good kids. I have a wonderful husband. I don't really there was just so much to think about while I was home. I needed to be needed by somebody. I needed to be helpful out there.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Gives you something to do other than think about
Yeah,
yourself. Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
How was, like, the first year of kratom sobriety for you? Like, how did things shift throughout that first year? Like, mentally, physically?
I guess I started to become my normal self again. I was starting to take pictures of the trees again. I'm a weirdo. I love the trees. I love the sky. The colors of the
Yeah.
sky are my actual favorite. I was finding joy in those things again
Good.
and going on walks, hiking, which is things I've done before, but it was just freeing to do it without needing a substance and just being present in the moment and realizing these are my own feelings. You know what I mean? I no longer need a
Yeah.
substance to experience the joy that I once did. And I started working out a lot. That was very releasing to me. It was tiring, but in the best kind of way because you're doing something for your body. You're exhausting yourself, but it's something different.
That sounds great. Yeah, nature is always there waiting to be like, "Welcome back, I've been here."
Yep. Take a picture
Okay.
of me.
And
Sit
now
with me.
you Yeah, I'm the same. I'm like, "Ooh, a pretty tree, a pretty flower," like, we have to notice. Like, that's mindfulness, and mindfulness is it's really healing and good for everything. Yeah, we don't get a lot of folks that are this far into their recovery, partially because relapse is so common and normal, and just partially because, yeah, we just don't meet a lot of folks that have had this much time off. So, what kind of practices have you adopted or maintained to continue your sobriety from it, to keep you from going back? What things have you done that keep you on this path?
I honestly feel that I know that what keeps me on this path is that I never want to lose the connection to my Lord and Savior again. That is
Mhm.
something that I felt so distant from him that
Mhm.
I know that if I go back, because we have a father who's always watching us, right? We can't hide from him. We can hide from our husband, we can hide from our kids, our family, we can hide from anybody that we want to, but this one we can't. And when I realized that besides not being able to hide, I wasn't able to be there with him intimately how I once was, I never want to go back there ever. So for me, it's really staying connected there. And don't get me wrong, there's times that I'm like, wow, I was probably at my best weight at that time. Cause does it make you hungry? Like you don't care about food. And
Mhm.
I was energetic. So there are, when I think about like those moments that I'm like, I was focused, energetic, I didn't need food, let me go back. I definitely throw on this podcast. I don't even know if you guys know this. I was your second, I was your second review
Aw, thank
because
you.
yeah, I it was such a blessing to me because what I was doing was I was going to all like the alcohol
uh
podcasts to
Yeah.
figure something out there because that's an
Yep.
addiction too. So there has to be
Yep.
something else. And don't get me wrong, I felt a little bit of connection there and ability, but there was nothing like somebody who knows what Kratom does and how hard it is. And then I'm not a big reader. I'm more of a story person. I like to listen to people's stories.
Yeah.
So it's so great. This was such a blessing. He has no idea by him doing it for himself what he did for, I guess, the rest of us.
Charlie. Yeah.
Charlie, yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, Charlie, for starting this. Yeah.
Yeah, and you guys too, because this was you interview people all the time. You came on here, you told your story. This is something that it keeps giving, whether we
Thanks.
think,
Yeah. And yeah, and every kind of story is important because there's always someone out there that's gonna connect with a little piece of your story, and yeah, there's always something there that someone else out there is going, "Me too," and you don't
yeah.
know until it's said out loud. Do you remember at what point you were able to reconnect with God? Like, when that kind of reconnection happened for you? Like, how long did that take before you felt that again?
Okay. So I never stopped praying. I never stopped praying, never stopped reading his word, but it became alive in me when his peace made me feel like things were going to be okay. So I don't want to say I suffered from anxiety, but especially like on Kratom, I used the Kratom to like make me chill. Like things, like I said, I was happy, everything's good. So when I was off that, anxiety came.
Yeah,
So when I felt that heaviness, or I was scared, I was nervous, I was like, I got to deal with this. I guess this is what it is. And then he comes and he just lays his hands on me and he just lets me feel that things are going to be okay. And I'm a mom who goes to all my kids' events, and sporting events can be crazy. Parents can be loud and
yeah.
get mean toward the
Loud.
kids. And I was like, my anxiety levels were on high there. So when I was able to go to those and just sit there and then enjoy the game, I knew that I was okay. You know what I mean? And that's where I'm at right now. I'm just steady riding that wave. That's where I'm
That's
at.
great. You think maybe,
Yeah.
like, within that first year that started to happen? Or
Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely.
Cool.
No, within the first year.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's
So,
great.
yeah.
If that's yeah, if that's an important part of your life and you notice that is gone, and then you start to feel that reconnection, that's important. For me, it was my creativity, and I felt that
Mhm.
go away, and I'm like, "Where did it go? That's my thing. That's my connection in this world," like, to knowing that I'm normal, and when it's gone, you feel horrible, and yeah, it's like, for me, it's art. For you, it's God. It's like and then when it comes back, you're like, "Okay, I'm coming back to myself." That's the most important thing. Like, whatever your connection is, when it comes back, that's when you start to know
You're
you're
okay.
really gonna be okay.
You're back to your
Uh,
baseline.
That's
Yep.
really good. I'm glad it came back for you. Did you ever speak with anyone, like, further about this? I know you said you told your family and they laughed because they thought it was, like, tea and didn't take you seriously, but did you have further talks with them? Do they get it now?
So they didn't laugh at me, but
Okay.
I'm really close to my mom and my sister. So when I told them and they were just like, that's okay. It was actually the text that I got from you. We were at dinner and it was confirming our view.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh, I gotta confirm this. I'm gonna be on a podcast." They were like, "For what?" I was like, "For my Kratom edition." They were like they're like, "What?" I was like,
You're like, "It's
"I
serious."
I was like, "I knew I told you guys, and I know you didn't get it." My mom had didn't remember it at all. My
Just
mom
went
felt
over her
so
head.
bad.
Oh my god.
Yeah. She felt so bad. I cannot believe if you would have told me this, I was like, I did, but I know when I tell it to people and they don't know it, it's not like heroin or cocaine. It's like you say something somebody doesn't know, and then you say it's a tea and you drink it. You don't really put two and two together that other substances could be addicting. So she was so heartbroken.
Aw.
They both felt really bad that they weren't there for me. But honestly, I don't think I know support, but one of the best support that I've had was having my husband there right next to me, laying down in the bed while I'm going through it and actually
Yep,
staying there with me
yep,
to push me through it.
yeah,
It's a tangible thing.
definitely. Like, holding your hand through the horrible parts of it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
You don't have to name names, but who is the person that gave him the kratom in the first place? What was his deal?
I'm definitely not going to name names,
No.
but I do want to say that this took that person's life. Kratom.
Oh,
Yeah. So it's very serious. It's
oh
very
no.
serious. And I think people don't understand how serious this can be
Yeah.
because you live such a normal life on it. No other really health conditions. There was nothing
Wow.
overall healthy, is what I should say.
Wow.
And this took his life.
Oh my god. I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah. So
Not to take away from your story, but do you know how long he was on it, or do you know any details about his use at all?
I don't want to say too much.
That's
I don't
fine.
want to say too much. Yeah.
That's
I
fine.
just, I know that this person is somebody who, yeah,
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. We don't have to talk about it. I'm so sorry that happened.
he's the reason why I really wanted to do this besides getting my story out there.
Yeah.
My story is very minimum to compared to all the other things that I've heard on the podcast. Once I found that out, I was like, this is beyond anything that we can really imagine what it can do.
Yeah. It has devastating effects on the people in your life around you, especially when there's death, of course. But as things go bad, it's affecting the person addicted and it's affecting everyone in their life and everyone that knows, everyone that doesn't know. It makes a big impact. And yeah, it's just heartbreaking to hear stories like that. And especially when it happens in isolation. And person after person I talk to, we're all in isolation through towards the end of the addiction and getting off of it because we're like, what the hell is going on? No one knows what this is. This is awful. What? I don't want to talk about it. Put the blinders on and just one day at a time. And that's what can really hurt people and lives is that isolation in the hardest times.
Yeah. And you definitely isolate yourself.
Yeah.
You're taking something that you feel like you're great. You don't need anybody. We all need somebody.
Yeah.
It's something that's we're not we all need to be in connection with our family, our friends.
Yeah.
We need that.
Yeah. Yeah, and it doesn't matter how, like, social or antisocial you were before, like, you're probably a very social person, like, you go to church, you have, like, family, you're always hanging out with people, and you said you love to entertain. To think about you having to go into that isolating, like, headspace is, like, that's the impact that kratom has. That's how strong it is.
Yeah.
What on
And
earth?
and the thing is that you don't even realize it. You think you're okay. You think you're okay. You think this is great. you know,
Yeah.
you don't really see a difference, and that's the scary part.
It's like a slow and it's a slow creep too, right? Because you're like, maybe that's why the person that said something to you, like, "Are you okay?" Because they don't see you that often. Like, the people
Mhm.
that see you every day, like, slowly see the shifts, and they're like, "Oh, she's just acting the way she does, but then one person sees you after 6 months and they're like, "What is wrong with you?"
Yeah,
Maybe that's
yeah.
why.
And then somebody said in one of the interviews, they were like that it's it was wonderful until it turned on me. And I was like, yeah, because I remember there was a time where things were fine, but then I was starting to get sick and then I was trying to play with dosage. Yeah, I became like a mad scientist with this thing,
Yep.
trying to perfect things, different strands. And not once, I don't know if anybody knows what they're doing with it, but not once was I ever able to figure that out. That is a whole monster.
It's definitely a whole thing. Yeah,
Mhm.
and it's affected by the food that you eat or don't eat and, like, how yeah, like, your input and output of food and exercise and stress, like, it all affects things, yeah. It just does.
That's funny because I didn't even know that. If I knew that, I'd probably do things differently.
Yeah, I know with some people, I think in general, like, if you were to eat, like, a burrito and then have it like, you have all this food in your stomach, so it doesn't act as strongly, but if you ate it on an empty stomach, then it would be like, bam, full force because there's nothing in there to, like,
Mm,
fight with it. Yeah, I don't
no.
wanna give anyone ideas, but yeah. But I'm just
Yeah.
saying, like, there's yeah, some people do that, but then it can make you sick if you don't have enough food in your stomach, because then that's all that there is, and then you might throw up. That happens too. So, yeah, it is a weird science, and that's not a good sign to have to
Yeah.
do that. Yeah.
And I feel like people need more awareness about this because
Yep.
even at my job, there was some girl who knew about it and she went and she was telling this other girl who had this really a lot of pain going on. And she's like, here, take this. And I was like, wait, I was like, no, I was like, first of all, don't ever do that. And she's okay. So I thought she listened to me. And then one day I see her come into the lunchroom with a water bottle filled with green. I was like, what is that?
No.
And she was like, I'm going to try it. I was like, throw that out right now. And I had to tell her my story because people don't realize it. They don't realize it. Yes, it is going to help you, but it's
Well, it
going to
won't.
stick with you and it's going to stick with you. It's going to latch onto you and it's going to be the worst thing that you have to like literally rip from your soul to get free from.
Yeah. I'm glad you saved yay, you saved at least one person, hopefully.
That's why I want to say, yeah, she's good. I think I
Okay, good.
scared her enough.
Good.
Yeah, I think I scared her enough because and it hits it you had somebody I think saying that no, I actually heard this on one of the Reddit that somebody was at a gas station and there's kids who are addicted to it. There has to be regulations on this.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a guy it was like this viral I feel like they talked about this on the Kevin's Friend Paloma episode. I actually just re-listened to that last night because it was coming back up in conversation, and they referenced a viral video that went around. I feel like it was a British guy that was maybe in his 30s or 40s, and he went to a gas station, and there was, like,
Yes.
a teenager that was like, "Buy me the blue bottles," and he,
Outside,
like,
yeah.
took his wallet from him, and he was like, "Whoa, what's happening?" And yeah, it's
Yeah.
bad.
And I'm almost 40 years old and when this happened to me, I was well in my 30s. If they're gonna get their hooks in us, imagine what it's gonna do to these kids.
Yeah, and they have no idea.
No idea. And it
They're
could be kept
young.
a secret as you could see.
Yep. And, like, your brain is not even fully developed, like, when you're a teenager.
Yep.
I think it's what, until you're 26, you don't have a fully developed, like, brain completely, and
Nope.
that if addiction hits you that early, it's really hard to come out of
It's
that.
detrimental. Yeah.
It lasts a long time, and it really sticks with you. It's hard at any time, but I know that it's harder the earlier you start, it's just harder. Yeah. So, are you talking more with people about it? Are you in a space where you're able to bring it up, or is it still hard?
No, I do. I think when I told my best friend about it, she actually understood and then she felt for me. And now anytime she sees a sign, she lives in the city, she's like, it's popping up everywhere. Everywhere. She goes to parties. They're like they have kava kratom drinks. She's like, it's literally everywhere and people are just using it. When she's telling people about her now, she's telling people my
Yeah,
story through her.
good.
Yeah.
Right.
because if nobody knows, you're just going to take this and think it's going to be okay.
Yeah. The more people that know, the better. We can all just be that one person that says, "Oh, wait, hold on. Do you know about this? Do you know what it does? Do you really know what it does? Let's
Mhm.
talk about it." Yeah. It's a hard thing to do, but it can help people. Let's see. So, what does your day to day look like today?
It's very basic, mom. I wake up, I go to work, I come home, I cook. We're always cleaning, we're always going to sports, pick up, drop offs. We try to get into our vacation times and just enjoy time together. And I am so grateful to be living this very mundane life like that. This is exactly where I should be. And I'm okay with that.
That's good. It makes you appreciate the basics. You're like, "This is awesome."
Yeah.
And it's like the
Yeah.
simplest thing ever. You're like, "This is great."
And it's probably not always going to be like this because kids grow up and things change, but I'm going to just go with it. We're going to roll with it.
Yeah. Have you had any other cross addictions come up or like thoughts of other using other substances like instead of kratom? Have you had that happen at all?
So I tried a kava drink.
Oh,
I forgot what it was, but they had like this powder kava drink and it was packaged really pretty. Okay. But it didn't do any if anything, it made my mouth numb. It didn't relax me, it really didn't do anything. So I thought I was gonna get, like, the same effect without the addiction, but
no.
I didn't even finish the package, I think I just threw it out.
Yeah. Yeah. Kava itself does the numbing thing in the mouth. It's like one of its things that it does to everyone. But yeah, it doesn't create any euphoria like the kratom does, which is why they pair it together in some tonics and drinks, unfortunately.
Yeah, I won't touch kratom again.
Yeah.
When I need a reminder, I just sit there and I listen to other people, and I'm like, "Yep, yes, this is it. Yep."
Yeah. Okay. So you tried kava and you're like, no. Anything else? Did you think about, did you drink alcohol before any of this at all?
Oh,
Yeah.
I drank, but I don't get drunk. Nothing's going to do what that substance did, and that's what I wanted. That's what I looked for in a substance. So if it's not giving me that reaction, it's not gonna
Yeah.
do anything for me.
I'm really glad that alcohol didn't shift in your brain as something that you wanted because that can happen later. Oh, I didn't have a problem before, but now I want it. Like that can happen too. So I'm glad it didn't do that to you.
No, it didn't do that to me, but what's funny is that I became it's like I did everything all at once. So I became kratom free, and then I did the sober curious because of all the podcasts that I was listening
Great.
to there.
Cool.
And I was like, wow, I was like, based on this, I'm an alcoholic. Because if you have 3 drinks on a weekend, if I have 3 cups of wine every weekend, that's a moderate drinker. And I guess that puts you into that category. And I'm like, all right, so let's see what this is like.
Yeah.
so, so I wanted to see if I was able to stop that. And that was fine.
Yeah.
That wasn't anything crazy.
That's cool. It probably just helps like with the overall detox and like your body healing. Just makes the less stress on your liver in general is just helpful for like the healing process. It'll just speed it up. That's cool. How long did you stop drinking?
All of 2023.
Cool.
And I didn't stop drinking. I did my sober curious. So what I did was I only drank if I was out with my friends, and I probably see my friends maybe 3 times a year. So
Yeah,
if I was out with them, I'd have a glass of wine with them, but I wouldn't go past that. And sometimes I wouldn't even drink at all.
that's awesome. So
So
you like severely moderated basically. That's awesome.
yes, I was doing everything.
Great.
I wanted no
Yeah.
holds on me.
Yeah, that's really good. It sounds like you were in a free like a very free space and you didn't have that mental chatter of what else can I do or what else should I try? Because that can happen too. Like, you got off easy with that with the longer term part. I'm really happy to hear that.
Yeah, I got off easy. I did.
That's yeah. You had all the hard stuff in the immediate like that's really hard.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. Any other stories that you wanna tell during your kratom use? Any, like, key moments that you had aha moments over or any story that you wanna share about that time?
I wrote this down. I was
Yeah.
contemplating on whether I was going to say it or not because I think it's so stupid. But it was a time that I realized that, wow, something's seriously wrong with me. I My memory s has always been shot, like, really bad.
Okay. Forever? Like all the time?
Yeah, like, I say once in high school, I was very big on smoking weed, but I got married at 20 and then I had a kid at 22, so, that life I've left back
Yeah.
at then. But I think that's what affected me because I can't have my memories shot. But when I was on Kratom and I was sitting in the kitchen and it was with my son and my husband, and we're talking and whatever, and then all of a sudden, both my son and my husband look at me and they're like, "Weird, what's wrong with you?" And then I was like, "What?" And then they just start laughing hysterically and they're like, "You're gross." I was like, "What? You're gross. What are you talking about?" They were like, "You say excuse me." I'm like, "Why? What is wrong with you guys?" They were like, "I belched. I did
Uh,
the loudest burp ever, according to them." And then just went on with the conversation like nothing ever happened or went on with whatever I was doing. And I was like, that did not, and I stood fight. If it wasn't two of them there, I would have thought that one of them was lying. Like I completely no clue about it. That I went from shock to just hysterically crying because I was like, you guys are lying on me. That did not happen. Then I felt crazy. I was like, how do I not remember that? And then I started laughing because they were like, you're crazy. It's okay. Like, we know this about you. I was like, yeah, but that's not normal.
I don't like that. Yeah.
That is not normal. And then I started thinking, "Oh, God, please don't let me have, like, dementia one day because that'd be horrible."
Oh, no.
Yeah, so
Just like you were just having a conversation and you burped really loudly and was like not aware of it and they
at
pointed it
all,
out.
at all. I was aware with their faces that they were giving me, and I'm like, "What are you looking at? Stop looking at me, like, with that face." And then they look at each other and they're like, "Say excuse me." I'm like, "For what?"
Wow. Yeah, that's like the short-term memory. That's like immediate.
That was immediate.
Yep. I wonder what
Nothing
happened.
ever
It was like an
happened.
involuntary body thing, huh? That's funny. Okay.
Unconscious. They were
Yeah.
conscious, but not conscious at all. That was insane.
And that's what you
So
wrote down that you wanted to
I
share?
did, I did, because that's gonna stick into my head forever. If it wasn't 2 of them there, I would have never. They were lying.
You're like,
They
"Am
were
I being
lying.
punked right now? Is this a TV show? What?"
Y Yeah, because people do that too. It's like pranks now. People, they're able to they do pranks out of everything now. So
Yeah.
maybe I did think it was a prank because I did not
Like,
believe
yeah.
them for nothing.
Like a TikTok prank, like just
Yeah.
saying it until they freak out. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. They
Glad you got
ultra me.
through it. They weren't pranking you, but I'm sorry that happened.
Yep.
Yeah. Is there anything else that you wanna share about your journey with Kratom?
No, I know nothing about my journey. I just want people to realize that it's very dangerous and do the research because this person wasn't the first. And unless something happens,
Yeah.
he won't be the last.
Yeah. Definitely. I'm really glad that you came on to talk and shared about this person that passed as well, because it's your real lived experience. And I know that, yeah, like I said before, lots of people are going to connect and have moments of connection with your story. And you don't have to be the worst addicted person ever for the story to make an impact. Like sometimes these more, not subtle, but like these smaller stories, like you said, like I feel like they have the most impact because they can be relatable. You don't have to be the most addicted person ever for the story to make an impact. So I feel like, oh, like that's a real person. That could be my friend's my friend from church, or that could be my friend from school, or that's also
Literally.
someone I know, literally. So
That's literally what happened. Yes.
yeah,
Yep.
absolutely. So thank you for sharing your story. And
No,
yeah,
thank you for having me.
absolutely.
And
Okay.
thank you for doing this. I can't stress enough how much importance what you guys do is.
It is.
Mhm.
That's why we all volunteer to do it, because we want to keep sharing about it and make sure that someone out there can be helped by this and at least see some perspective and know that there is a future out there for them post kratom, and it's possible, and there's all kinds of healing stories. Yeah. Thank you for your time today, Doreen.
Thank you, Lily.
Bye.
Bye.